OBS does less than you think. It just makes the things it does do feel incredibly complicated. OBS is the live streaming software that made you give up on live streaming. It's the webcam enhancing software that made you decide not to bother enhancing your webcam, actually. I started using OBS in 2014, 12 years ago, and I love that it's open source and I'm grateful that it exists. But it's only really free if you don't value all the time it requires you to invest just to get started. Today I'm going to show you how OBS takes the maximum imaginable number of steps to do the simplest thing, and then I'll show you how CueCam does the same thing in a click or two. Welcome to Square's TV App Lab number 125, where I show you how to use the tools I've created to look better on video. I'm Michael Forrest, I make Video Pencil, Shoot and CueCam Presenter. It's just me designing, coding, making videos, live streaming and talking to you. I'm a company of one person, so I made these tools so I can concentrate on my job instead of editing videos all day long. And this is all CueCam as well. So this stream comes live via CueCam Presenter, no eCam, no OBS, no Keynote, no audio hijack, no audio loopback and no NDI. It's all just coming out of my own app, CueCam with Video Pencil. Video Pencil? What? Question mark? Okay. So as always, we start with some updates. So the first news this week is CueCam 3.4 just came out, which is just a couple of new features, but the fact that I'm able to add a couple of new features is kind of a big deal. And I'm just going to do a quick sound check on the thing. So we're going to jump over to the other thing. So what happened in CueCam 3.4? First, we got better PDF handling. So CueCam now makes it easy to work with PDF files. Live streaming, now you can stream to any major platform. Patreon, Facebook Live, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, I think. Whereas before it was just YouTube and Twitch. And CueCam 3.3, the thing for me is, like, after 23 minor updates, CueCam is finally moving forwards after 3.3. We're on 3.4. So let me show you the new stuff quickly. So first, PDFs. They're in the Add Card menu. So you can browse for media that way. The drag and drop a whole file lets you pick the pages, or you can drag individual pages from another document, and it's no longer ridiculously slow like the import PDF from before, where I was really pulling out every single asset from the file to let you maybe rebuild a slide. But at a certain point I just realized people just want to be able to reuse the slides they've already made and not have to like mess about too much. I'm just wondering I've got voice isolation. It's all set up. So here's how you go to, so you can go to card. So you see we can click on that little drop down next to card, and then we can go import image. That used to be called add media. Now it isn't called import images and videos. If we continue, that's going to let you choose a file. Here I will choose my file, and now you see we've got this little pop-up. That was new. This took some effort. This now lets you like pick the things you want, pick a couple of different slides, and then import. And now you've got these 3 new cards up here. As easy as that. And you can also drag straight onto a card. So if we take that PDF document again and we just drag it straight onto a card, it's going to let you pick a page. If you just pick one, it's just going to put that onto that card. If you pick more than one, it's going to like make multiple cards. Okay, so what is next? If you have a big document, I think this is actually the best way. So what we can do is open the preview app. So here's preview. I've got my PDF open. By the way, if you're using like Acrobat for your, my sister was using, if you've got Adobe Acrobat installed, uninstall it. Like Preview does everything you need. You can edit documents, you can sign them. Like my stepsister didn't know, like we've been doing all these legal documents, and she was like, you can edit PDF documents in Preview. I don't need Adobe Acrobat. Yeah, so just grab Preview. So here's a thing. We're going to look for the pages that we want in the document. So let's just find some random stuff. Here's a screenshot. Drag that in. You can drag that either onto a card or you can just drag it onto there, and it's just going to take it. Ignore the green, weird green highlights. That's something weird happening. So that's PDFs. Second thing is live streaming. So let me show you how to go live on a couple of different platforms quickly. Just so you'll get the idea, this applies to anything really. So Facebook Live has got this, here you go, look, click that, and that's going to be new live video. You've got two options here. You can create an event, go live. That doesn't really matter for us, but the point is set up live video. Go into here, that's going to like load away. And now we've got two things here to think about: the stream key, and we want the server URL. So that's under advanced settings, and then we get this server URL, and we can just copy that with that button there. Copy that, go back over to CueCam, and then we're going to go into CueCam Presenter, settings, and under the live streaming tab, we have got this option to add a service. So we can just go add service, give it a name, Facebook Live, paste in that server that we just got, go back, grab the stream key, and then you can paste that in there. And now you just have in that menu, you have the option to go live on Facebook Live. Go live on Facebook Live. You just click that and you will be connected. Patreon. And I'm talking about Patreon because Patreon's just Patreon's trying to be a social media network at the moment that isn't like optimized for rage bait, that's actually optimized for artists. So I think I'm going to do anything I can to sort of talk about Patreon at the moment rather than YouTube. Even though YouTube we're on. Anyway, Patreon has this create button here, so click on that. Click the live, and now this gives you, like, it defaults to go live now, like with your webcam, but you want with the computer webcam. So we need other streaming source. So we're going to go down there, other streaming source, and then this basically, you can sort of see who's going to be the audience and stuff, but really this is the important thing. Connect your streaming software. So once again, server URL, stream key. So I'm just going to grab that server URL, and then it's the same thing. Go to settings in CueCam, go to live streaming, go to add service, call it what it is. Where's my hide thing not working? And then paste in that stream key. And then quit CueCam and come back because there is a little bug at the moment where it's not showing up immediately in that drop down. I was trying to figure it out. I haven't quite figured it out. But basically now in this menu, you're going to have that option. You're just going to be able to select go live on Patreon. So you saw that there. Right, so this is just going to be there. Anything that you've added, you're not going to have to keep restarting CueCam or anything. This just now is going to be an option in there. You can just select that, and now you've got the option to go live on Patreon. And then Instagram, similar thing. Poor Sam. So, sorry, blink and you'll miss it. We've got a plus there. We've got a live video option here. Click that. You're going to say the audience, you're going to say what it's called, you're going to click next, and then that is going to give you what we need, which is a stream URL and a stream key. So just copy those. So let's grab the stream URL, CueCam Presenter, settings, live streaming, add service, call it Instagram, paste in the server, go back to that window. Well, I'm just going to type it in. But yeah, just copy and paste that in. You got your stream key. Quit CueCam. Relaunch CueCam. 3.4.2. I will fix this, maybe. And then there you go. You can select Instagram, go live on Instagram. I think like you might need to change the stream key between different streams. So sometimes the stream keys are per like scheduled stream. I never think I'm looking at the camera properly. I have to be like right in the middle here for me to be looking at the camera, don't I? Yeah, so sometimes you might need to go in and just like update the stream key and the server. I think Patreon makes a different server URL each time. Things like Twitch, that's not a problem, nor for YouTube. But some of these they will change the server URL. So just like go and grab that, paste it, and you won't have to like restart anything. When you press go live, it's going to use the latest values that it finds. TikTok and LinkedIn, I don't think I didn't seem to have permissions to go live on those platforms. But it's sort of like you need the server and you need the stream key. And presumably once you're set up, you can just like put them into CueCam and go live. So that's live streaming. And then the other thing to talk about was that CueCam 3.3 is we're on the next minor version. This was 3.3 when it came out. Right, like we had a brand new rendering engine, delivers frame perfect, color accurate results, screen shares display correctly, videos start cleanly without glitches, and camera transitions are tightly locked to slide transitions. So all this stuff, just basically 9 months work rebuilding the entire rendering engine. But like I added about 6,000 new lines of code, loads of new cross-platform frameworks, deleted about 6,000 lines of code as well. Just basically replaced a code base that was held together with tape and hot glue into a proper foundation for future development, and just fixed a lot of different types of bugs along the way. But then, of course, these are all the small releases afterwards. Loads and loads of little things. So, when you make such a big change, it's hard to get it perfect right away. So I did give you the option to downgrade if you needed to, but like the fact that and some people did, but I think we're past the major show-stopping problems at this point, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. And thank you, Calic, for popping by and for your congratulations. I much appreciate it. By the way, happening via CueCam, that pin. Right. So if we come back to the main thing, the other thing I spent all last week on was... Is this going to disappear? The other thing that I spent all last week on was a zoom app for Video Pencil. So I've been thinking like, CueCam is the sort of the best way of doing this stuff, but I've been trying to figure out some more accessible ways of getting started, and I thought like a zoom app where you can just like install the zoom app from the App Store and just it connects to Video Pencil. I've got that working. It's pretty cool, but I'm just sort of hoping I'll have some news about that in the next few weeks, because Zoom is a machine. But yeah, that was I spent all week on that last week, so that was interesting. So let's go to there is a thing happening with so let's talk about OBS. Jumping to my OBS document. Right. My thesis here is OBS does less than you think. Right, or it does less than you feel. It makes you feel like it's doing more than it's really doing. That's really the point here, right? So it just takes so many clicks to do anything, right? So like, let's go back to basics. What's the first thing you want to do? You want to go live or make your camera better. You've seen someone like, oh wow, they can like share something without having to go and share my screen, or they're live streaming a game or something, or they're just kind of going on camera, just chatting on Twitch or whatever, or they're making these YouTube videos that they do in one take. Like, first thing you want is how do we find our camera in OBS? So this is the OBS screen, the OBS window. So how do we find our camera here? Well, what does it even call a camera? Let's have a look. Like, what do we got here? We've got this is black, but this is the preview. It's not really labeled or anything. Got audio mixer here. Okay, fine. I'm going to go to a fixed width pen. We've got no source selected. right? Scenes, we've got a scene. Sources, okay. I'll let you on a secret. It's called a source. So we're gonna find this little button down here. That's to add a source. So click on that, and you're confronted with this. So like what kind of source are we after here? What do you reckon? What do you reckon? What do you reckon is the next thing to press? Well, it's not. I don't want an audio input, so it's not audio input. Let's go for a. So it's not audio input capture. I don't have any Blackmagic devices. I don't think I need a browser. Maybe a capture card device. How's my camera connected? Not a color source. I don't need an image slideshow. Mac OS audio capture. Media source. Mac OS screen. NDI source. That's only in there because I put the extension, the plugin. A scene. I can use a scene. That's weird. Siphon. What's siphon? Text. Oh, I can add some. Ooh, what's this? Video capture device. Could this be the one? Yeah, that's the one. So I'm going to click video capture device. And what's that going to do? That's going to give you this, create new video capture device. And then it's got like a radio button, two radio buttons. It's got a text field here. But yeah, I think we need to make a new source. So we're going to click OK here. And when we click OK, oh, but before we do that, we should probably name the device. But actually, I'm not sure what to call this, so just don't bother with that. Just click OK. And now we're confronted with this, right? Yeah, like more drop downs. So we've got device, we've got preset, use preset. What's this? Okay. So we're going to select a device. I mean, like, I don't know how many cameras they think I might be connecting. Like maybe I've just got my Mac and it's just I've only got one camera connected to this thing. And like even like Ecamm puts them in the row. Like there's my FaceTime, here's my USB camera, here's my other one. Just put you could put those in a row, couldn't you? There's plenty of space. What about camera 1, 2, 3? Like why can't we do that? Why do we need a drop down? Drop downs are just the worst. And also like, can you guess? Could you maybe guess what camera to use rather than like so yeah, it's empty by default. Anyway, it's your job. This is OBS, so it's your job to do all the drop downs. It's not going to select to default even if you only have one webcam, but luckily I have lots of cameras, so I'll click in there. I'll find the video. Mine happens to be called USB video. I'm afraid I'm going to be using the like placeholder for the footage today. But yeah, once you've done that, you can go and click OK down there, and now you've got your camera. There it is. And then maybe we should just rename that. So right click, rename, type in the name. And what it bothers me as well, like why do I have, like, what, can you just make it have the same name as the device I just added? No, you got to right click, rename, capture, say, call it something. Maybe call it main camera. That wouldn't be the worst. But congratulations, you just added your webcam. You've done it. And now you need to go and have a snooze, right? Like, I've got my camera on there. That was a lot. So now we've got to set up our microphone. How do we get the microphone in? Where might we go to do that? Well, I see like an audio thing up here. What's this? Audio mixer. And there's like a settings. Don't click on that. That's like advanced audio settings. I forget what this is. There was also that add input source down here. Maybe you've got to use the add button down here. No, actually, this one's in settings. So if you see there, I clicked on settings, and that gave me, and then I went to the audio tab, right? And that's, audio, that makes sense. Now, one of these is the mic setting, but which one could it be? Well, it's not desktop audio. It's not desktop audio 2. It's actually mic/auxiliary audio, which has always bothered me that it's called that. That's your mic. So you're just going to select your mic in there. So find your mic. You won't have this many microphones. I do. So I'm going to take my microphone, press OK. But now you see in the audio mixer, we've got our mic/aux. That's coming in. We're getting levels. That's pretty exciting. So congratulations. You have enabled your microphone. So as you can imagine, like you're going to find yourself doing a lot of hunting for the right button in OBS. Like, oh, what do my output settings have to be? It does not choose good defaults. I like to find out what stream settings. I had to go live on Twitch, and then some kind streamer dropped by and told me, oh, it needs to be about 3,000, and like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 is about what you want. How are you supposed to know that? Who knows? There's all these different options because it's cross-platform. It doesn't really select the best options for your platform. Like there's the Mac hardware encoding that's sort of the default choice. But my absolute favorite feature of OBS is what is this button. So you've got like these big buttons here. So start streaming, okay. Start recording, cool. Start virtual camera, okay. Studio mode, and could be something. Settings, but then you've got like exit is the last option. So don't accidentally click that because this happens. Like it's just going to click. So you click that button at the wrong time, trying to click something else, you just quit OBS. So that's handy. So this it's not like OBS is doing a lot here. It's just like making you do a lot for not that much in return. So let's see how you do a camera in CueCam. I'm going to blink and you'll miss it, to be honest. So let's go back to the start. So here's CueCam when you start. Actually, it doesn't even look like this when you start. It actually, you wouldn't even see this because it just makes smart defaults. But say by some accident it hadn't selected a default camera, you just go in and you go up to that little menu like in Zoom and you go, that's my main camera. And here it is. What's my mic? It's that one. I have selected my mic and camera. But what about source? What about add source? What about the drop downs? What about the radio buttons? Why were there no radio? Anyway, but you know that's not all you want to do. So let's fire up OBS again, which we accidentally quit, and think about sharing something. So how are we going to do that? We're going to add a scene. So I'm going to share my screen, maybe my game that I'm playing. So here's my new scene, and I'm going to add in. Now, I happen to know that I need a macOS screen capture. I find this funny because this is, again, a sort of implementation detail. If I can just get this to the right point. Right, how do we know it's... Right, so macOS screen capture. There's no other kind of screen capture in this list, but it's a macOS screen capture. Anyway, this is the one time Apple actually worked with OBS and said, look, here's a good screen sharing API, so you don't have to install janky stuff at the system kernel level in order to, or games don't look bad because the screen capturing's bad. macOS screen capture. So you go create new. We're back to here again. Oh no. And then you go, okay, new screen capture. We're going to come in here. You see a symptom of, okay, we're going to go display. I'm just going to say like a symptom of the way OBS is put together is that things of different kinds all look the same. So here we go. So we're going to go macOS screen capture. We're going to go, okay. We are going to pick a type. Is it a display, window, or application? To be fair, I kind of make you do that as well. Which display do you want? And then which app do you want? All from nice handy drop downs. I guess that's one way of doing that. I'm going to try and share photos. So once we've done that, we can just click OK. And now we've got this situation, which is, it's like, you see, if we look closely, it's like shared the thing, but that's now cropped off like that. And if you look here, like there's no, like the handle would be like here. So because the handles are like off the screen, you got two options. You either make the window really big so that you can get to the handles, or you do the pro thing of going up to the menu and knowing that there is a view, like a full size. So there's a fit to screen option there that you can click, and then that makes it fit, and then you can like grab the handles and like put it in the place that you want. But what if we want to be like picture in picture over the top of this? What if we want a face cam? So how do we do that? I want to be in a circle as well, just to make it more fun. So back to capture device, add capture device. Now this is fun. We've got create new is selected by default. There's a radio button. There's a radio button here, add existing, and then, oh, look, it's our webcam that we want. But don't try and just click on that. That's not going to work. You got to click the radio button, then click that, and then click OK. So why would we have one click when you can have three? So click add existing, click that, and then click OK. And now we have the screen share. I mean, it's filling the screen. That's fine. Like, that's to be expected. So we're just going to like make that smaller. But now I want it to be in a circle. So how do we put that in a circle? There's a bit of a spoiler there. We need to use a filter. So I'm going to click to add a filter now. Let's find this thing. So we click to add filters. And now we need to scroll through. Oh, this is another one of these drop downs. So there's a can I move? No, I can't. There's another one of these like mysterious little pluses down the bottom and a big list of things. And one of these options is image mask / blend. So we click on that, and once again specify a name. And now what we need an image to act as a circle. So we're going to need an image which is transparent here and then is a circle here. So luckily I have got one of those on my computer already. Yeah, luckily I've got one of those on my computer already. So I will so go and grab that. Here's the transparent thing. Grab that. Now, of course, like you can't just drag it in. You can't drag it in like that. You've got to like click browse. That's fine. You drag that into the window that pops up. Now we've got it. We've got our circle mask. Now this only works if it's the same size and shape as the camera source. So watch out for your Osmo. But yeah, here we go. We're picture in picture over the top. So we've now got a new scene for that one screen share, and we've got two things in it, which is, that's fine, I suppose. But look, here's how you do that in CueCam. We've got a share bar down here. We click the share bar. We go pick app. We go and find the app. Share the windows. There it is. Zoom in. You see, it's sort of got the same thing, but just zoom that in with the trackpad. Find the right position. We can even move it out of the way, and you'll see there that you get picture in picture. That's just here. That's marked as face cam there, but you just get that for free. Like, you don't have to do anything. And if you don't want the you can also have it like this, slightly glitchy, but I think it's quite cool, the one I'm using, which is the virtual chroma key. And then if you want to turn off the picture in picture, you just like turn that off, face cam, turn it off. But what if you want to share another thing? Well, you just add another scene, don't you? Like another one here. So screen share, like maybe like picture of, a house. And then maybe there's a different game 2. And then maybe there's like your BRB screen. And maybe there's your countdown scene, right? Like, and then maybe you wanted to share that. You need another scene just to share like a thing you saw, a video maybe that you saw. You can add videos. You can add, maybe you wanted to add some text somewhere, like there was that text option. But like at a certain point you end up with too many scenes, you start a new profile, you end up juggling all these profiles. And after years of using OBS, this is what my podcasting profile looked like. So this is like factored down to the bare minimum. I had my like starting soon. I had like a blank one, just as useful. Intro graphics, outro graphics, like a transition with a title video on it. You see, it's got like a podcast overlay, exit card, text layer, a video, another video, and then this together thing. So that's actually a scene. And so that scene, well, you see then I've also got like video clips, and I just would replace these little clips so that I could jump to some like ambient clip each week. And so then this together scene is the thing that has the mic in it, which is actually coming from Audio Hijack. That's another story. My podcast overlay, the webcam, the FaceTime source, which goes there. The main source was there. So I sort of factored that down. So if I wanted to replace, if we wanted to use Zoom instead, I could change that FaceTime, and then that would propagate into any of the scenes where we were both in it. So you can see, like, this is stuff that if you don't set it up the right way, you end up like having to like go into a load of different scenes and update them unless you like factor them correctly. So CueCam overcomes this problem in two different ways. The first is slots. So anything you share, you can just save it as a slot and just press a number. Like 1 takes you to that game, 2 takes you to that, that, I don't know, promotional video that you always show every week. And then the other way that CueCam does it is it gives you a script, right? It doesn't like make you think about scenes, it makes you think about what you want to say. So I am currently running through a script. So each card in the script can share something different, or it can play a little bit of a video clip, and instead of scenes, or it can show a different thing, right? Like that you saw the share bar, all the different things you might be able to share. You can put some titles on, you can add a lower third, you can share an app, you can share a website, you can just drag images and videos directly on, and they will just show on that card, and then all this goes into your teleprompter. I'm reading a teleprompter right now, if you can believe it. And then this is just a file, right? This is the obs.cuecam file. It's actually a bundle, so any videos, music, pictures, they all get saved inside the file, right? And then so it maybe be like a 200 megabyte file if you've got a lot of videos in there, but like that can be synced up to it. That goes up to iCloud, but you can move the file around, you can give it to someone else, right? You can give it to someone else and they can use it. So that's just not really something that people are doing with OBS. But whereas in OBS, if when I showed you, I was like sharing my different videos each week on the podcast, like I have to make sure that they're not going to get moved, right? Because otherwise OBS can't find it, because OBS isn't really containing that. It's just like looking at it and looking for it. So be careful not to delete it. But yeah, that's how I think about instead of scenes and that kind of complexity, we think about like what am I trying to do here? Like I'm trying to run a show, or I just want like quick access to a few things. So that's 3 things that should be simple that I think OBS makes incredibly convoluted. So what is the underlying problem here? Because OBS, and it's not just OBS, it's Ecamm, it's Mimo Live, it's other apps too. The problem is that the app is designed from a broadcasting perspective, right? So it assumes like it's going to be set up by someone like this, who like camera crew, someone that knows about the wires, right? And it's coming from this mindset of I've got a control room, like I'm a news broadcaster, right? And this is my producer with the little talkback mic, who is looking at what's coming up. You've got someone doing graphics over here. You've got like a hardware video mixer and a time delay box here, and that's got loads of buttons on it, and that's got loads of buttons and faders, and then he's got a big like massive hardware box with a lever on it, and he's got a screen with a timeline and a switcher, and they've got like a million boards, and they've got the teleprompter. There's someone back here just scrolling the teleprompter at the right speed. There's another, look, this is literally, I didn't know this, but this is literally the teleprompter guy ready to kind of make sure that the newsreader can see the thing. And this is like the mindset of OBS, right? It's just trying to look simpler than this. Same with Ecamm. Ecamm is trying to expand to be able to do everything that this can do. But like when you're the presenter, and that's great. I mean, that's great if you've got a team, if you've got a friend, if you've got like a couple of people helping you out. That's great. Like that's so powerful. But if you're presenting on your own, this is just way too much to think about. So that's why you see, the one workaround is Stream Deck. So I've seen so many streamers that have like multiple Stream Decks like this, and not to mention multiple computers, but that's another story. There's the prompter. I'm using the same one. But yeah, like this is You got all your different scenes, so then you compensate for the overcomplicated software by putting everything on a button and then training your muscle memory to know which button to go for. And then after a few streams, you kind of know where to reach at which point, and you're kind of okay. Or you've got like a post-it note stuck under your monitor, and you go, okay, press this one, then press this one, then press this one, and they've got little things on them so you can see that you're pressing the right one, and that's really cool. But it's like compensating for using the wrong tool for the job. Now, like OBS is a pretty chronic case. It doesn't just have like this broadcaster mindset problem. It also has the open source design problem where basically no design thinking has ever been done, right? Believe me, like I spent a couple of years on the Ubuntu design team at Canonical trying to get an open source operating system not to look like it was designed by no one, right? To make it look intentional. And so I know how hard it is to get open source developers to think from a user's perspective. I mean, maybe that's an overgeneralization. There's lots of great usable open source software, but like OBS clearly has, Blender, Blender has come a long way, but oh my goodness, it's had a long way to come, right? The same with OBS. It's come a little, it has not changed that. The core user interface has not changed in 10 years, right? Like they added a few features in the early years, but it just hasn't really changed. They've never really thought like and then you get third-party people like building stuff on top of OBS, and then that's always awkward because it's sort of like you're trying to put a round peg in a square hole, and what you end up with in OBS is just putting the implementation architecture directly into the user interface. What do I mean by that? Like code requires different abstractions to humans. And I know I'm going to lose people by using language like this, but code requires different abstractions to what human beings require. So for example, here's CueCam, some CueCam. I've got a source registry. It's a list of sources. Where have we seen that? I've got, I create my screen share sources. I register some Apple devices. I register my screen shares. I register my Siphon sources. We've seen that as well, haven't we? We also do some video pencil stuff, and then we connect our renderer to the source registry. All right, that's like how I think about it, and I want every single aspect of this to work the same way. I want to be able to say, here's a Siphon feed. Here's a video camera. Here's a thing. All you care about is pixels going onto the screen. That's what this architecture wants. But that is not what the user wants, right? The user wants to select their camera. And they want to see a list of their cameras like that. And that's like a completely different thing. That has to be built on top of that architecture. I have to go and say, okay, I've got a list of cameras here. I'm going to put that in this bit of the user interface. Maybe I should sometimes add, maybe I'll filter out some cameras. I actually do filter out certain cameras to try and make that simpler. And then instead of having all this stuff, like that's just, I've got too many cameras. What is that? I don't need that. That's a bug. This is, you wouldn't have, like, ignore all that. You got your camera settings. We've got some little grid options. We've got our virtual green screen option. We've got our green screen enable. It actually has a proper chroma key. And then we've got some other stuff. Like we can actually start to put other things in that user interface because we've saved so much screen real estate by just doing the right thing for the user. The user wants to share something. They don't want to like add source, add scene. It's like, no, I want to share an app. Okay. Pick an app. I want to share my iPad. Okay, pick the iPad. I want to share a video. Okay, share a video. I want to paste in a picture that's on my clipboard. See, like this, how short is this compared to that 2 layers of lists in OBS? Like, no, we just kind of share something. And then CueCam takes care of what does it mean to share something versus what does it mean to select something as a camera. CueCam understands that those are different things. Oh, we want to put like a face cam on top of the thing if we're sharing it. OBS is just like, these are just things that are different sizes, and you just kind of set the pixels and you put a filter on, and that's your job, user, not mine. And then, do I want to show my camera or not? Oh, I've got to go in, find the microscopic button next to the right layer. You know, in OBS, it's like you've got your sources, you've got a load of sources, and then you've got to like just disable the, you've got to click on that tiny thing. No, you need like a big button. I want to hide my camera quick. Not like, oh, I've got to navigate to the thing and find the button and then click the tiny button next to it. No, some things that you want to do, you need to do, they need to be bigger, right? Like some things need to be bigger. So the thing is, it takes a lot more code to make all of this work well than if I were to just push that underlying software, the underlying software abstractions in your face. Like if I were to just go, here's sources, have your sources and do what you like with them. Like that, it's a lot more work for me to think beyond that. But I want to do that. Like, even though it makes my life infinitely more difficult because I like you and I want you to succeed. Okay, so if you tried OBS before and it made you lose your mind, you can do the same stuff that OBS promises and a lot more and a lot easier, and you're going to have a lot more fun. Okay? So that was that. If you've got any questions, jump in. But thanks for watching today. If you made it this far, here is a discount for you, 20%. Try CueCam. And feel free to like and subscribe to this video, and then also Squares TV/Discord. Come and join us there, and you can kind of see what's what. So thank you, everyone, and I will see you.